The UK car market sold over 2 million cars in 2025, while 7 manufacturers watched their sales collapse in real time. One brand registered 6 cars in a single month. One model loses 71% of its value in 3 years. These are the 7 cars the numbers expose as the worst purchases in the UK right now. Number 7, the Jeep Wrangler. Jeep dropped out of the UK's top 30 selling brands entirely in 2025, and the Wrangler is the model that deserves most of the blame. This is a car that starts at over £60,000 in the UK, placing it on the same forecourt as the Porsche Macan and BMW X3, 2 vehicles that offer genuinely superior technology, better build quality and residual values that Jeep cannot come close to matching. Carmula's UK Depreciation Index shows Jeep retaining just 52% of its value after 3 years, one of the 5 worst figures of any brand in the entire market. On a £60,000 Wrangler that translates to approximately £28,800, lost to depreciation alone before a single repair bill arrives. The safety data makes everything worse. The Wrangler scored 1 star in Euro NCAP testing, a result that would embarrass a budget city car, let alone a vehicle costing more than the average British annual salary. UK buyers spending £60,000 on a car expect modern crash protection as a baseline, not something they need to research and worry about. The car expert rates it among the worst new cars on sale in 2025, and the interior does nothing to challenge that assessment. Hard plastics, basic switchgear and a cabin that feels approximately 15 years behind what Porsche and BMW offer at the same money complete the picture. The off-road capability is real and the heritage is genuine, but heritage does not justify £60,000 when the safety rating, the depreciation curve and the interior quality combine to make every alternative look like the obvious choice. Number 6, the Polestar II. The Polestar II is one of the most genuinely accomplished electric cars on sale in the UK right now, and that makes its position on this list more damaging, not less. This is not a car that is failing because it is poorly engineered or unpleasant to drive. It is failing because the financial reality of owning one is extraordinarily difficult to justify against the alternatives sitting beside it in the same showroom. Carmula's UK Depreciation Index places Polestar as the 4th worst depreciating brand in the entire market, retaining just 49.9% of its value after 3 years. On a £45,000 Polestar, 2 that means losing over £22,000 in 3 years, while a Tesla Model 3 long range or BMW i4 buyer sitting at the same price point holds significantly more value. The reason for that depreciation gap is not the car itself, it is the uncertainty surrounding the brand behind it. Polestar's ownership structure and financial future have been the subject of sustained concern among UK industry analysts, and when buyers cannot confidently predict whether their local dealer will still be operating in 5 years, used values collapse regardless of how impressive the product is. That uncertainty suppresses private buyer confidence, pushes buyers toward Tesla and BMW, where the infrastructure question does not exist, and creates a cycle that the car itself cannot break, no matter how well it drives. At £45,000, the Polestar 2 deserves considerably better than the financial outcome its buyers currently face. The product is not the problem. The problem is everything around it. Number 5, the Genesis GV70. Most British buyers have never heard of Genesis. That is not an opinion, it is the central reason why a genuinely well-engineered £65,000 SUV is sitting on forecourts across the UK, while Audi, BMW and Mercedes collect the sales that Genesis desperately needs. The brand has been operating in the UK for 4 years and registered approximately 1,362 cars across the entire country in 2024. Most mainstream manufacturers achieved that figure in a single strong fortnight. 4 years of effort, and the brand remains functionally invisible to the majority of British car buyers. The infrastructure problem explains the sales disaster more directly than any product criticism could. Genesis spent its first 3 years in the UK operating an online-only direct sales model, which kept its cars away from the showroom floors where premium purchase decisions are actually made. The first 6 physical UK dealerships only opened in 2024. When a buyer is spending over £65,000 on a luxury SUV, they want to sit in it, speak to someone who knows it, and feel confident that a service network will be there when something goes wrong. Genesis is attempting to build in 4 years what Audi, BMW and Mercedes have spent decades establishing, and the sales data confirms exactly how that competition is going. The brand awareness gap feeds directly into the residual value problem. A car that most UK buyers cannot identify will always depreciate faster than an established badge. And at £65,000, that depreciation gap lands with significant financial consequences for anyone who chooses the GV70 over the alternatives that the British market actually recognises. Number 4, the Vauxhall Insignia. The large family car segment has collapsed 47.6% in the UK since 2014, and the Vauxhall Insignia is the most visible casualty of that structural decline. Vauxhall has already discontinued the Insignia entirely, which means dealers across the UK are currently working through remaining stock on a car whose manufacturer has publicly confirmed they no longer believe in it. That is not a sales environment that generates competitive pricing, strong residuals, or buyer confidence. It is the definition of a market exit, playing out in slow motion across forecourts that nobody is particularly keen to visit. The depreciation data confirms what the sales numbers already suggest. UK market analysis consistently places Vauxhall's Insignia and Astra among the heaviest depreciating cars in their respective segments, with losses of 50 to 55% expected over 3 years. On an Insignia priced at £30,000, that represents a £15,000 to £16,500. Depreciation hit across a period when a Kia Sportage owner is losing substantially less from a car that also comes with a 7-year warranty, stronger reliability data, and a manufacturer that is actively investing in its product rather than quietly withdrawing from the segment. The buyers who would have purchased an Insignia 5 years ago have already found somewhere else to spend their money. They are buying Kia Sportages, Nissan Qashqais, and Hyundai Tucsons, cars that offer better reliability, longer warranties, and the confidence of buying from a manufacturer that has not already told the market it is giving up on the product you are about to finance. Number 3. The Renault Zoe. Most car buyers understand that new cars lose value over time. What they do not expect is to lose 71% of their money in 3 years. That is the precise figure. Zootobi's 2026 UK motoring depreciation report records for the Renault Zoe the worst 3-year depreciation of any car in the entire analysis. A buyer spending £31,000 on a Zoe today will recover approximately £9,000 when they come to sell it 3 years later. That is a £22,000 loss on a car that British buyers are now comparing directly against the MG4, which delivers more interior space, more range, and considerably more technology for £26,000. The financial mathematics of buying a Renault Zoe in 2026 are almost impossible to defend. The range problem compounds the depreciation disaster rather than explaining it away. Real-world UK owners report ranges well below the official figures in British winter conditions, which is the exact driving environment that matters most for a car positioned as practical urban and suburban transport. A city car priced at city car money would be forgivable for these shortcomings. A city car priced at £31,000 that struggles to deliver its core function in typical British weather is the combination that drives the used market collapse its depreciation data so comprehensively confirms. Renault has effectively signed off on this situation by preparing the Zoe's replacement, leaving every current owner holding a depreciating asset with no manufacturer support coming from above. The successor's arrival will accelerate the original car's value collapse further, making a bad financial situation actively worse for anyone who buys one today. Number 2, the Aston Martin DBX. Aston Martin has spent years trying to convince British buyers that the DBX represents a credible entry into the ultra-premium SUV market. Starting at £158,000, it positions itself against the Bentley Bentayga, Lamborghini Urus, and Porsche Cayenne Turbo, a comparison that the automotive press, reliability surveys, and UK residual value data all consistently use to expose the same fundamental problem. Those 3 cars carry unconditional desirability backed by engineering reputations that decades of ownership data have built. The Aston Martin badge carries heritage and genuine sporting prestige, but the DBX asks buyers to pay Bentley money for a product that cannot match Bentley's consistency, Porsche's reliability record, or Lamborghini's extraordinary ability to hold value in the used market. The Lamborghini Urus is the slowest depreciating car in the entire UK market, according to car.co.uk data, retaining exceptional residual values because buyer demand never wavers. The Porsche Cayenne holds value with similar reliability. The Aston Martin DBX exists in the same price bracket, but occupies a completely different residual value reality, one shaped by Aston Martin's well-documented history of financial instability, repeated capital raises, and the brand uncertainty that directly suppresses used values, regardless of how fast or desirable the car itself is on the day of purchase. At £158,000, British buyers are making a statement about exclusivity and taste. The problem is that Bentley, Lamborghini, and Porsche make the same statement more convincingly, more reliably, and with considerably stronger evidence that the investment will hold its value when the time comes to sell. Number 1. Jaguar, the full brand. Every other car on this list has a specific model number, a starting price, and a competitor comparison. Jaguar earns the top spot as an entire brand because what has happened to Jaguar in the UK over the last 18 months is not a product failure. It is the most comprehensive brand collapse in modern British automotive history, and it is happening in real time. In January 2026, Jaguar registered 6 cars in the UK. The month before, the figure was similarly catastrophic. In April 2025, just 49 Jaguars were registered across the entirety of Europe, a 97.5% decline from the 1,961 units registered in the same month the previous year. At its peak in 2018, Jaguar sold approximately 180,000 vehicles globally. By the 2024 to 2025 financial year, that figure had fallen to 26,862, a reduction of over 85% in 7 years. In the UK, Jaguar's market share has shrunk to 0.1%. The brand dropped out of the UK's top 30 selling manufacturers entirely in 2025. The cause is a rebranding strategy that the automotive world is still trying to make sense of. In late 2024, Jaguar launched a marketing campaign featuring no cars, vivid abstract visuals, and the slogan, "Copy nothing." Critics including Elon Musk publicly questioned the approach. UK buyers responded by purchasing something else entirely. The new electric GT that the campaign was designed to build anticipation for remains undelivered, leaving existing Jaguar owners with depreciating assets, a dealer network hemorrhaging revenue, and a support infrastructure that cannot sustain itself on 6 sales a month. The people who bought F-Paces, F-Types and XEs in good faith are now the casualties of a corporate strategy they had no part in creating.